In October of 2009, Park Hill Pantry had a chance to visit Oahu, Hawaii. There we met with Derek from Waialua Coffee and Cocoa Estates.
I'm Robert with Park Hill Pantry, and I'm with Derek from Waialua Coffee Estates. How's it?
We started with a nice walk through the coffee plantation fields, and Derek told us what makes Waialua Coffee so special.
Ours being kind of a very smooth, mellow, soft in the beginning, with a kind of hints of chocolate, and then a nice lacquered, smooth finish, and it leaves an aftertaste, which is a nice, long, lingering aftertaste. So people respond very positively to our coffee, and it's different. It's a different Hawaiian Island coffee. Each of the islands that's producing coffee then has this, fortunately there's differentiation. We have distinct tastes from each other. And our farming techniques are similar or different, and that also results then in a final product that's not the same. So,
Waialua Coffee Estate offers two types of coffee products. One is your traditional processed coffee, and the other one is a natural process.
The trees are very loaded. You've got tremendous good amount of ripe cherry, but you'll also see that we've got overripe. Okay, this is called the raisin. This is called a natural process or a natural dry raisin coffee. And the taste of this is going to be quite different than the taste of when you pick purely ripe and pulp it and ferment it. So we have two distinct products, and their cup profiles are different as well. As you might know, like with, say, a grape and a raisin, the grape is going to be really juicy and sweet, and picked at its ripest point. You're going to eat it for that flavor. You let it sit out there, it's going to turn into a raisin, and then in the raisin form, of course, the sugars are concentrated. All that liquid it evaporates, it dries on the tree, and now you have a concentrated sugar with that much prunier or that raisin taste, which is somewhat different than the way the grape tasted. Likewise, then, that's what's happening here, is that these were ripe cherries that have been left on the tree and dried under the sun. They naturally ferment then. And this type then is not new. It's not like, oh, what a waste, Coffees have been naturally processed for, as long as coffee's been around, because people would come and pick these as well. Now, these have a nice smell to them. If you kind of break the skin here and smell it, you get that nice fruitiness, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's dried cherry skin. So that, we'll still dry this longer. We'll pick this, we'll separate this raisin coffee out, and we'll continue to sun dry it until it's at the right moisture level. And then we're going to rest it. We're going to sit it in storage bags. And I will store it for several months because it matures the flavor. It kind of mellows it, and it allows this longer period of contact between the skin and the seed. And then what happens is you begin to get the tannin stain, like red wine, right? Mm-hmm. The tannins are going to begin to stain somewhat the green bean, and it's going to impart that fruity fragrance into the bean, so that actually when you get the green beans and smell it, you'll pick that up. It'll be prominent in the green coffee. And then that transfers into the cup as well. So somewhat of a fruity fragrance is also going to be perceptible in the cup, as well as that different sugar structure that the bean goes through. So those are our two distinct processes, right? A washed process, pulped, fermented, is going to have a nice, clean, mellow, smooth cup with a good finish on it. A little bit of a mild sweetness. This one's going to have a bit more sweetness because of that sugar component. It's going to have a fuller body to it, a little bit heavier in the cup, and a more complex nature to it. And particularly in this one, that sense of a chocolatiness in the flavor is perceptible as well.
Our next stop was at the coffee processing mill, where Derek told us about the journey of the coffee bean.
Up at the top is a washing table, which is where that floating and sinking separation occurs. The floating coffee is going to come out on the right side there and be put down into these barrels where we'll receive it, and then we'll take those barrels and lay them out into the drying racks right away and just keep that drying process going. And the ripe cherry and the immature coffee will go to the other side and then go through these pulpers and separators here. So all of this equipment is about separation, segregation, and removing pulp until it ends up in these tanks, which are the fermenting tanks. So some of the coffee will ferment in a traditional style. Some of it I'll sort of dry ferment, which is a little bit of a different way of handling that. And then we'll move it out into the drying phases. Racks, slab, and mechanical dryer. Again, and I will carry coffee up and press it, do a shoulder press to drop it into the hopper, and it will then sort it through these electronic eyes. It'll scan the color profile. And if they find things that don't match that color, if it's like, in here, if there was a whitish bean like that one, whereas these other ones are more to the green side, or if this had a black splotch on it or was a black bean, then it's going to puff, a puff of air like a popcorn popper sound is going to go and knock that bean out. So that everything else that's good is going to pass through into the bag while the junk is going to get sorted out. It's fairly accurate, although it may take us 2 times through there to get it clean. At that point, now we've got a finished product that can be bagged and tagged and is clean. I'll then have to submit that to the state to be inspected and certified, so that's the final step to export. The state will come, take some samples, and evaluate those samples at a lab, looking at it, identifying it, evaluating its grade and its quality. And after they've done that, they'll issue the grade certificate, which is going to tell us, yeah, this is fancy grade coffee. So now we can sell that as certified fancy grade Hawaiian coffee. So when you buy coffee from Hawaii, because you want to be buying Hawaiian coffee when you're paying Hawaiian coffee prices, that coffee has to have the state certification on it. And that is this number here on the bag corresponds to this number here on the tag. And this stamp is the official stamp of the state, and then which island it comes from will have the flower with 100% Oahu coffee, or wherever its region is, and the information about it. So this is a certified bag of fancy grade Waialua coffee right here. And that's how you know when you get it that that's what you should be getting.
After learning about the different processes the coffee bean goes through, we decided we wanted to send back some natural select coffee. It had everything that we were looking for in a great Hawaiian coffee. A natural process, a natural finish, rich, bold, full of flavor. So we're sending back some for you to try. Not only does the North Shore of Oahu, Hawaii offer world-class coffee, it also offers world-class chocolate. The Waialua Coffee and Cocoa Estate also has a small cocoa plantation as well. They do not use pesticides, and the plants are naturally fertilized by the insects. It is a small plantation which makes the chocolate exceptionally rare. Here, the chocolate pods can grow the size of a football.
I'm very limited. I mean, we're, Hawaiian chocolate, people are starting to hear about it and starting to taste it, and we're getting awards and we're getting recognition as a very unique and very high quality chocolate. But what we're looking at here is a small operation, so it's going to be rare and limited for some years to come until we start expanding and be real successful. But for now, that means it's going to be one of those special treats that people who really appreciate chocolate are going to be able to say, wow, I had some of those. There's a neat one. Look at the yellow and the green on that tree right there. On the pods. Looks like pickles.
We'd like to thank Derek and Waialua Coffee and Cocoa Estates for impressing us and leaving a very good taste in our mouth. Park Hill Pantry is proud to be the only store in Arkansas offering the Waialua Coffee and Cocoa brands. Be sure to stop by the shop and experience a rare treat from the Hawaiian Islands. Aloha from Hawaii.
Thank you, Derek. Congratulations and good luck on your harvest this year.
Thank you, and good luck with Waialua Coffee.
I'm sure my customers and my partners are going to enjoy it and love it.
Okay, aloha from Hawaii, Waialua, North Shore.
We'd like to thank Derek and the Waialua Coffee and Cocoa Estate for the hospitality and the good times. Mahalo and mala mapona. Thank you and take care. Aloha, oehuo. Until we meet again.